Okay, so black's a move in this position. Usually they're going to play in here. They're going to play here because they don't want you to jump in here, but they might be afraid of the battery, so they might not play here. I've seen people do this, and in that case, you come here. And once again, if they try to save the bishop, here, 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 here. Remember that? Remember this little combo. Queen moves, and then you jump the knight in. Okay? So let's say they play here. So now, how do you go about dealing with the center, and what are your next objectives? First thing you want to do here, this move is really important. Here, you want to play this because you don't want to allow him to trade this pawn off and move a rook over here and start harassing your queen. You want to take control. You want to hit at the center here at d4 in conjunction with this bishop. We're trying to either get him to trade or push, you know? So we open up this thing, open up the bishop's diagonal. In conjunction with moving the rook over, pawn here, expanding the pawns here, trading that pawn. I can do it here, 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 and either he'll trade or we trade, and we're coming to a meeting on d7. Okay, so we've attacked the center with c4. You saw what we wanted to do. We want to get him to, hopefully we want to get him to either liquidate this pawn or move this pawn. Say he becomes stubborn, say he moves here, connects his rook. Then we're coming here. It's knight move. It's a great move. Puts more pressure here. One note about him moving his king up here and him having that bishop and king battery. Remember, you need this rook to protect this knight. So in this position, you can't castle. If you castle, you lose the bishop. I mean, you lose the knight. Remember that. Anytime he puts that queen and that bishop on the battery here, you can't castle until you do something about this knight. Which isn't a great big deal, but you want to keep that in mind, you know, because most of the time you're going to stay in the center anyway. We don't want to castle. We'll stay in the center anyway. Why don't we want to castle? Because our king's safe in the center. At least we're going to try to keep him safe in the center, but we're trying to attack the king side. So I want to keep my rook over here. I always want to keep the option of the sacrifice open. Of here, 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 followed by jumping in here.